I've been living in Las Vegas and playing poker professionally for over 20 years now. Recently, I've been bringing my camera along and sharing with people on YouTube. This week, I'll be playing Pot-Limit Omaha, so that's 4 cards instead of 2. It's a little more action, a little more excitement, more all in, so I hope you enjoy. All right, so the first fun hand we play here is in level 4. We pick up the ace, king, queen, 4, 3 spades, but I'm in the cutoff, and I think I want to play this one. I have about 90,000 to start. The big blind's 3,000. I start off by potting. That brings it to 10-5. Button folds. Small blind calls, big blind calls. We see the ace 9-5 flop, rainbow. They check to me. It's a pretty good board for my range, given that I potted pre-flop. I have all the sets of aces, and they do not. And this is just a big theme in PLO. The pre-flop raiser is very aggressive on ace-high flops because most likely people would have been 3-betting their aces. So I bet about a quarter pot, 9,000. The small blind wants to play for more. He makes it 35,000. My hand is not great, but I do have 2 overcards to the 9. If they do have ace-9 or ace-5, that's probably 6 outs I have for 2 pairs. I also have backdoor flush draw possibilities, although I do have 3 spades in my hand, which is not ideal. But the big blind folds, and given that I'm getting a decent price here, I decide to peel and see a turn, and probably am going to continue on any flush draws or 2 pairs that I might have. And right away on the turn, the king comes in for me. He moves all in, and that is pretty much my gin card. I will still be behind, obviously, to some sets, but I can't fold at this point. I don't have a lot behind, 46,000. I call. He has the ace-jack, 10-5, and he does not improve to a full house or a straight, and I win a nice pot.
Experimenting.
$32,000 USD.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, you fucking punk.
Remember, I lived in the Bronx too, bro. I smoked the shit.
Yo, whatever happened? What happened to that?
Now we're in level 13. We're only 6 players away from the money, so we're getting close to picking up some cash. I'm on 1 bullet, which is always nice. The big blind is all the way up to 15,000. I have around 15 big blinds. I look down at the king, queen, jack 10 with a suit. I decide to pot, and only the big blind calls. So the pot is about 135,000 already. I only have 175,000 behind. The flop is jack 5-5 with a flush draw. He checks. I bet about third pot, and he shoves. So pretty ugly. I mean, he's going to be doing this with some flush draws sometimes, and like queens, maybe a jack, probably a jack with a flush draw more likely, and certainly with a 5. And I'm doing not great against that range, but the pot is big. I do decide to put it in. He has a pretty raggedy hand, which he's in the big blind, so it makes sense, but it does contain a 5, giving him trips, and the turn is not any help. I need a jack, and the river also does not bring it. So I'm out the door. In hindsight, I'm not crazy about the play. I could have limped pre-flop. I could have checked the flop. I could have bet smaller on the flop, not committing. Once I pot pre-flop and then bet that much on the flop, I'm kind of committed. So anyways, live and learn. I'm out the door, and I am free the rest of the evening. Event 1 done. Busted about 6 from the money. 1 bullet. Just didn't get a lot going today. We kind of ran it up early. Last 2 or 3 hours, just nothing. And flop top pair there on a paired board, and big blind had trips. So what are you gonna do? Back tomorrow, another 5K. I think it's a bounty. That'll be fun. See ya. All right, so in the second 5K, this is level 5. Big blind is 2,000. We get an early position limp from Nick Palma. I have the ace, king, king, 8 on the button. Pretty easy raise here off this stack size. Want to build a big pot. It's a pretty premium hand here. ARIA calls out of the big blind, and Palma calls after limping. So it's 3-way to the flop. We see queen 6-6 flop. Not the worst flop in the world, not great either. I have to be pretty careful. Palma could have a full house. Either one of these guys could have queens full, and ARIA could certainly have a 6 since he called out of the big blind. I do decide to bet. I just bet 8,000. Josh makes a very small raise to 17,000. Palma gets out of the way. I must continue this hand. It's just too good. I call. The turn brings complete gin for me because it's the king of spades giving me kings full. He checks. Checking's maybe a bit risky if he does have a 6, but he probably would just put all his chips in with a 6 anyways. So I decide to check back and catch bluffs on the river, or maybe let him catch up to a smaller full house or maybe a flush. River is another spade, and it is an ace. He checks again. I don't have anything to do but go all in here, and I do just that. He tanks for quite some time here. Flush completes, so I'm thinking, you know, maybe he's got a flush, maybe he's got a 6. He ends up calling, and he has the ace 6, so full house, and that might look like a pretty standard insta-call if you come from Hold'em, but in PLO, you really have to be careful. I raised pre-flop, and a king and an ace came out, so he's got to be a little worried about those things. People just make the nuts very, very often in this game, especially it's multi-way in this one, pre-flop and going to the flop, so he calls, and I bust him. And here in level 8, my stack has dwindled down. I have just over 50K, and the big blind is 5K. Nick Schulman limps in the cutoff. I have the ace king 10 6 suited to the ace. Pretty good hand for just over 10 big blinds, so I want to play for more. I pot. He calls. We go heads up. The flop is 10 9 deuce, 2 diamonds. I have well under pot to play here, so I've got top pair. Top pair isn't great in PLO, but for this stack depth, it's very good. So he leads all in. I call. He tables 7 6 5 5 with 2 diamonds, so he has a flush draw and a gutter. An 8 gives him a straight. So I need to dodge a diamond, an 8, or a 5, which would give him a set. And the turn brings jack of diamonds, and I have 0 outs. I'm dead. And this is pretty typical in PLO. You get it in, and it's about 50-50 all the time. And no matter almost what your hand is, you always have to dodge lots of hands. So it's a pretty fun gambly game. So I got to rebuy now. Now I have rebought, and another level has ticked by. We're in level 9 now, 6K big blind. John Riordan makes it 17,000 in the hijack. I look down at just a beautiful holding, the ace, ace, jack, jack. 1 suit, 2 is always better, but hey, 1 suit, even rainbow, this is a pretty darn good looking hand. I repot it. He calls, we're heads up. Flop is king 9-4 with 2 spades. Not a great flop for me. He checks. Again, we don't have too much to play behind. And I pot it. He basically beats me in the pot. He has the king jack 10-9. So he's got top 2 pair and a gut shot. And I will need some help here. I need an ace or a jack for a set, or 4, which would give me a bigger 2 pair, counterfeiting his 2 pair. And I have a backdoor flush draw or running pairs. So I have some options here. Turn is a 3 of spades, none of those options, and river 5 of clubs. So I'm out of here. John's got me covered, and I'm done for the day. We are on our way to ARIA for event number 3 of the PLO series. It's another 5K, the third 5K, the last one. So far, 0 for 1 in event 1, 0 for 2 yesterday in the bounty. Not too good so far. Could be worse, whatever. When you play tournament poker, you sign up to lose usually. most of the time you just go in and lose, lose, lose. So you just got to be used to losing. And I'm pretty used to losing, you know? So lucky for me, it's kind of the mentality you got to have to do this for a living. So lose, 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 and then sometimes you win a lot, you know? The first 5K, 180K for first. Yesterday was smaller because of bounty. Today will probably be similar to the first one. So, yeah, just I think I'm playing good. Turnouts have been pretty good, and I'm about mid 50s on the PGT leaderboard still. So, need to make some progress there, but that's happening. That will be happening slowly. A lot of the people ahead of me aren't playing events really. Some of them are final tablist of the main event and this and that. You have to have 3 caches also, so some of them won't get in. So if I just keep playing the rest of the tournaments this year, the 30 some that are left on the PGT schedule, I am confident I will get in that PGT championship in January. So I feel good about that. All right, let's go. So in this third and final PLO $5,000 tournament, we pick up the action in level 5. I have 160,000, so I built my stack up a little bit. The big blind is 3,000, and the cutoff opens. He has a pile of chips, and I look down at the Ace Jack 9-5 double suited. Now, it's not maybe the best looking hand, but 2 suits are pretty exciting. So I decide to pot it to 36,000. Gets back to him, and he wants to pot it again. So we play for 113,000 each. I do decide to call, and might look a little loose, but you're never that far behind in this game, even if they have aces. Ideally, I would not have an ace in my hand if he's got aces, which he very likely does at this point. But my hand is still, you know, has some pretty good potential. So I call, flop queen 3 deuce. Decent flop for my hand. I have a jack high flush draw and a gut shot, backdoor nut flush draw. He puts a stack in, and for the amount I have left, it's a very, very easy call, and I do just that. He's got the ace, ace, queen 5. So I've got some outs here. We do have the same straight draw, which is unfortunate. Turn is a 5 of hearts, down to just a few outs here. River, deuce of diamonds, and I'm out of here.
Bust again, and about 40 left, 20 got paid. Just kind of got ran down. My stack got down, and then took a little shot there with a double suited hand with some dead money in there and got a heads up like I wanted to. But not working out. But there's always tomorrow. Today I was in for 3 bullets. 0 for 3 today. 0 for 2 yesterday, 0 for 1 the day before that. But bigger stuff starts tomorrow, 10K, so we'll be ready for that one.
Can't get them to stop.
What? Where?
They're playing on table 2 right now. Like everyone's older. Okay, you're
Oh.
it's ridiculous. Billy, come on out.
Taiwanese.
Playing a quarter of a point. I'm ready to cancel this tournament and just turn it into a Taiwanese
That's
tournament.
really funny.
I feel like we'd get bigger attendance.
Well, one day they were doing that, and they were doing like satellites. It was like, or something like that. It was like the buy-in.
Yeah,
or
Ren
something.
Lin was killing it. I remember
Ren
that
Lin,
20
yeah.
$1. Yeah, he was like free rolling the event.
Yeah,
They were doing flips in line. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. All right.
So here we are in event number 4 of the PLO series at the ARIA PokerGO Studios. And right away, Chino asks if the table would like to do a straddle.
1 round, boys? Yes?
I'm in if everyone does.
Yes? Stop? 1 round? Stop? Alan, you in? James?
All in for 1 round of straddles.
You'll never really see this in a no-limit tournament, but in PLO, people like to gamble a little more and try to build up a stack, and the stacks get in pretty light whenever there's not a lot of money behind, so we all oblige and agree that we will do the straddle. Something to note, the straddle will not be live. It is basically a dead minimum raise under the gun. So not the best play to do, but if everyone does it, it's all even, right? So we all agree that we will do this. I look down at Jack, Jack, 8, deuce. Not a premium hand by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm ready to play poker. I limp in. David Coleman out of the big blind. Pots it to 10,000. Chino calls. I'm not going anywhere at this point. In position on the button, I call. And the small blind calls. The flop is beautiful for me. Top set, Jack 5-3 with 2 spades. Coleman just pots into the field. Chino folds. I'm ready to get this one in. It appears Coleman is not going to be folding this. I repot. Small blind repots, and Coleman puts all of his stack in. So I am pretty delighted here. Everyone's putting in all the money, and I have the nuts. But in PLO, there's always a lot of hands to dodge. And as we see here, Coleman flips over a gutter and the queen high flush draw, and the small blind flips over top and bottom with the nut flush draw. So pretty good shape still. And if the board pairs, I just have it locked up anyways. So turn 4 diamonds.
That's hard.
That gives Coleman the straight. So now I have 11 outs. I need the board to pair or I will be rebuying.
That's the river.
Unbelievable.
That's a river.
Max.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice calling the straddle,
Yeah,
Chino.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Catch it on the river, 4 of clubs, pairs the board, win a huge pot right away. And sometimes it's not enough to win a huge pot. Sometimes you gotta needle your friends a little bit. And you tell me if, he didn't straddle, Chino straddled and everyone agreed to straddle. And now he's gone. He owes us a straddle, does he not? You tell me.
Do I have to straddle since those people are missing the straddle? I mean, I don't know.
And here, just a little bit later, I'm in the cutoff and I see 2 limps in front of me from the hijack and the low jack. I look down at ace 7-5-3 double suited. Consider potting this, but I do just limp behind here. But my Brazilian friend somehow obliges with the pot. He makes it 16K from the small blind. Everybody calls. We're going 5 ways to the flop. The pot is about 80,000 and the flop is queen 7-4. Everyone plays it safe on this one. Checks around, 5 checks right in a row. Turn brings a 6 of diamonds, which completes my straight. Note that it is not the nuts, and you have to be pretty careful when 5 players see the flop. Someone can have the nuts very easily. It's checked to James Chin. He goes all in. It's only 55,000. I'm not folding my hand for this amount for sure. I just decide to go all in, try to clear out any flush draws or anything like that behind me. Gets back to Chino. He says he's all in. He claims he's got the nuts, but guess what? He doesn't. He's just hoping to catch the nuts on the river. James has ace 10-9-8 for the wrap, plus the nut flush draw. Chino has jack 10-9-8. He's got the same wrap. So they're kind of sharing some outs here. I need to dodge a 10-9-8 or a 5. So they have 9 outs. So a pretty good spot here for me. And the river, king of clubs, my hand holds. I bust both them. And how is this not a bounty tournament? I'm busting everyone. I have a huge stack. Not a bounty tournament. Just my luck. And a few hours have gone by at this point. I haven't played too many meaningful pots, but I have lost some chips somehow. So just a little here, a little there adds up. The big blind is 8K. The button limps. The small blind limps. I look down at a pretty nice hand in the big blind. Ace, ace, king, deuce. I pot it. 32K. Button calls, small blind folds. We see the flop of jack 10-5 with 2 spades. Pot's 80K and he's playing about 125K. So I have the overpair and a gutter just in case I need it. And not much to think about. I think you just got to put the money in here. I pot it for 80K. He moves all in. He reveals the queen 9-9-8 after I call, which is a lot of outs to a straight. So always have to dodge a lot of things. Turn is the 7 of hearts, just drills the straight for him. So now I need a queen and a queen only, and he has one of those. So 3 outs, not a good spot. River, almost a queen. It's a king. Does that count? Not quite. It does give me a pair, but that will double him up, and I'm left with about 65,000, which is about 7.5 big blinds.
How long you been gone, man?
Gone?
Gone out of the country. You were like driving Lamborghinis all over. 10 days.
I've gone for 10 or 11 days.
Oh, okay. Was it fun? Looked like good times.
10 seconds.
Nice.
Next year is good. Hard to recognize one.
Very frustrating.
They're beautiful. You too, then. Next year, Ausmus, it's Miami, down the southern states, turn left, go through Mexico, and then Mexico City at the opening ceremony of the World Cup.
Wait, is this like a group of like
They do this every year.
what's it called?
Gumball Brazil.
Okay,
Every year.
I'm oblivious to things that go on, but that's cool. That's a long to Mexico City. Is that what you said? Wow.
Seat open on 4.
The funniest swap I've ever had with him in the 100 with stipulations that if I won the event, I had to buy his car as part of my swap because he had a Rolls Royce Spectre. That was like $1,500.
If you won, you had to buy it.
Part of the stipulations was he's going to give me a deal on it. I was going to give a good price. But I was like agreeing to pay, buy first of the swap.
How much was this card? Like 200K or something? 300?
But also, like, we swapped everything between like Halo for summer, and like every single event, almost every Halo for the whole summer, one of us like, ran insane. But like coming back to 100, I was like, by the way, if you win, you have to win my card. And it's like, it's funny.
He's 35. I didn't hear it.
Which, by the way, that car is like the sickest car I've ever sat in.
45 grand.
55, counting that.
He's more of a sports car guy than the Spectre is
Yeah.
beyond. I think I had a
Time extension.
35?
Yep.
See a flop.
play some post flop poker.
Yep. Maximum pressure. You say not your flop? My 6 is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We have the queen.
10 seconds.
The 8. You're good. And that is all the losing I can stand to do for one episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of watching some PLO action, if I should do more. And if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.